down to the 121 level. Joining us is Ross Burland, Head of Corporate Dealing at Rational FX, all of which means, Ross, we're still stuck in these sort of recent ranges.
Yeah.
I thought last week we were going to sort of shake it out a bit, but we haven't.
Yeah, I think we'll probably remain range-bound for some time yet. Quite interesting enough, with the stock markets being up. In December, typically traders look to offset the burden of capital gains. And, you know, given that majority of the traders who have bought stocks haven't probably got too much to shout about, those that are short are likely to come out of these positions taking a bit of a loss. That could continue a rally in the stock markets, which again would be problematic for the yen and the dollar.
You know, it's interesting, Ross, it's Brian here in the States. Now we're in a situation where equity rallies mean dollar weakness. I'm wondering if we're more likely on euro-dollar to see 130 before 120 now, though, even if we do stay in the ranges.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with you on that. You know, the euro there, surprisingly enough, has actually continued to remain strong, especially against the sterling. But with euro-dollar, you know, again, I do think we're going to remain range-bound because it's going to take something to change the shift in sentiment for that flight to safety again.
Ross, hi, it's Lisa in Singapore. So as risk appetite returns and money goes into equities, does that mean that those Asian currencies, everything outside of the yen, which have been hammered over the past several months, will they start to bounce back as well? I
fully expect so, yes, especially in euro-yen. I think euro-yen is the play to watch for over December, especially moving into January. And, you know, interestingly enough, we've got a lot of data out for the US economy, which again I do feel the yen will weaken off on the back of that. Later on during the week we've got consumer confidence, you know, going into December with the retail numbers in November for the holiday season. I think all of that could support the dollar yen going higher.
Sterling, of course, we saw the index hit another sort of recent low end of last week. Well, what happens with euro sterling? Because at the moment we're trading 86.12 is where we currently stand, so euro slightly off.
Very interesting play. Very interesting times. These are all-time highs for the euro. How much further it can go is a question yet to be answered. You know.
We've been talking about the 111, haven't they? We've been talking about one on euro sterling, one on euro dollar, and one on sterling dollar as well.
I'd have to say I don't think that's going to come into play. I think that's a little bit of an overshoot. Yet again, in these markets, though, markets do like to push the barriers. But I'll be very surprised if we get down to parity on euro sterling.
Hi, it's Lisa again. We've got retail sales due out in the U.S. this week.
Yeah.
What are you expecting? Will it be as bad as the jobs number, and then will the market rally again?
I do expect it to be, you know, pretty bad. You know, we're in a state of play now. It's the holiday season. Typically, you'd expect there to be a bit more spending. But I think, you know, the consumers are very nervous. More importantly, I think it'll be consumer sentiment. Let's take a look at that, and that will guide us for a way forward into 2009. And then we got the interest rate decision as well next Tuesday for the Fed. You know, they don't really have too much more room to go, so it could be quite problematic in 2009 for the US, and we could see a change of sentiment, and I should imagine speculators will then look for other areas other than the dollar.
Okay, Ross, thanks for that. Good to see you. Ross Burland, Head of Corporate Dealing at Rational FX.
Thanks.